now is Cécile Coquet-Mokoko, a Professor of American Studies at the University of Versailles here in France. Thank you for your time, Cécile. The rush by Donald Trump and his supporters to appoint a Conservative replacement to the Supreme Court has turned an already tumultuous presidential campaign into an even more divisive election, hasn't it?
Definitely. It's the least we can say. It's even more crucial for the Republicans to really clinch a majority, a solid majority of the Supreme Court, if the election this time is contested, as was the election of 2000, which was ultimately settled by the Supreme Court of the United States. If there is a 6-3 Republican majority, then the challenges to a count of the votes might give President Trump an additional 4 years.
So could Trump succeed in rushing through a nomination?
Most definitely, with Mitch McConnell leading the Republicans in Senate, it is clearly the sign that is given to the most conservative base of the Republican Party, the so-called single-issue voters, whose only concern in choosing a candidate for the presidency is the positioning of this candidate regarding abortion rights, for instance. And this is the promise that President Trump has definitely delivered to his voters by systematically appointing young judges in their 50s whose commitment to rolling back the Roe v. Wade decision, declaring that the right to abortion is constitutional, he was really, in this sense, very consistent in his nominations.
So when he talks about the fact that he wants to appoint a woman, a brilliant woman, do we have any idea who he's referring to?
We do. There are two names that are being floated currently. The name of Amy Coney, who is definitely against choice and pro-life. But there's also the Floridian judge, Barbara Lagoa, who is Cuban-American and who is also in her 50s. The possibility that her appointment, after the hearing by the Senate, of course, the possibility that she should be appointed is one element that might sway Floridian voters, and you know that Florida is a very important swing state.
Just very briefly, Cécile, what long-term impact is this going to have on the American legal system?
The impacts are huge and many because the Supreme Court, as was said, is the ultimate interpreter of everything that happens in the lives of American citizens, and that has to do with equal protection of the federal laws. So if the Supreme Court has a very originalist interpretation of the constitutional text, meaning that most of the justices believe that the Constitution should be read as the framers in 1787 wanted it to be interpreted, so without the rights for minorities or women that have been secured nowadays, chances are there will be a rollback of a number of progressive gains that were made over the course of the 20th century.
Cécile Coquet-Mokoko, thank you for your time.